And I gotta tell you, I literally was just about to say, look at this, we're gonna get the whole streaming with no issues tonight. Ah, frustrating. Welcome back. Unreal. Good old YouTube. But no, we're what we were talking about here, and again, actually at this point here, what are we at 9:06? So we're probably end up going a little bit over, just so you guys know ahead of time, because we'll do our. I want to get enough people in here before we do We Are Legion and stuff like that as well. But yeah, but addiction, guys, is never going to go away. Your pill heads, your alcoholics, they don't magically become not alcoholics and drug addicts when SHTF happens. They're going to be out there drug seeking. They're going to be looking for anything that they can get their hands on. So if you have alcohol as a prep item, not a bad thing to have either, because maybe you might want to get a little lit up at some point to not deal with the situation, if you get a free moment. But I keep alcohol in my preps, and I think it's an important aspect to have. It makes a difference. It really does. And one of the things I also keep in my preps, guys, again, is vodka, because that can be used. Hey, James White, we. All right, man. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. I bought a good surprise cigarettes and whiskey for my uh, Biden box. I also figured it would be good for medical use. With the cigarettes, one of the ways that you can preserve them for longer is by freezing them. Hey, Pamela Sherry. Hey, let's make a new deal. If you get cut off in the last 30 minutes, you give us 30 minutes more. That'll teach him, and we win. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm going to go beyond. I'm not going to just stop here at 20 after. I'm going to keep going. Thank you very much for the donation. I do have a tendency to do that when they do that. Have you ever thought about making your own alcohol? Uh, there is, believe it or not, plenty of people out there making alcohol. It is available. If you know who to talk to, know where to go. I have gotten, grain alcohol myself. I've drinking it. It's depending on what your flavor is, what you like. Yeah, moonshine. Moonshine is fun. Not gonna lie, it's kind of fun. I'll tell you what I think is fun. When you have a get together of a bunch of people and you're sitting around a fire, having a couple beers or whatever, and then I'll bring out that jar of moonshine. All right, that really will make a party more interesting. They have watermelon, peach. So you're drinking it and you're tasting that watermelon taste, or you're tasting that peach taste. There's there's berry, all kinds of different stuff that you can do, and so it's pretty neat actually. So yeah, mom will make the alcohol. Well, the thing is, it's like you can, realistically making the still is not hard at all. One of the things that I would definitely suggest for most people to think about planning, if you're not going to plan anything else, if you're really not going to be doing a lot of planning. Hey, James White. Freezing cigs should be vacuum packed. Freezing normally dehydrates frost-free freezers. Yes. Make sure it's vacuum sealed first. You're right, 100% right. Thank you for that information, and thank you for the donation as well. So, EDK man says I'm back. We can start now. That's funny. Yeah. Again, it's just part of the games of YouTube. It's what they like to do. So we have to, unfortunately, we have to deal with that. So what are you going to do? Part of the game. So, but anyway, one thing I would suggest people growing, if you're not going to grow anything else, is potatoes. Uh, the Irish survived on potatoes for years and years and years. You can actually survive just eating potatoes. And, probably after a while, you'd be so sick of potatoes, you'd want to choke somebody. But potatoes are a great thing to grow. And you can get a lot of bang for your buck with potatoes. One of my raised beds this year will be nothing but potatoes. That's part of the game plan that we're going to do this year, and I already know which bed I'm going to stick the potatoes in. I've already thought about it, so that's part of the game. So, but just continuing to prep, continuing to get ready. It is such a smart thing to do because there's just so many unknowns out there. Things can change in a heartbeat, and and it's funny because as ready as I am, okay, and I'm probably way ready than most of the people in this country, as far as being ready for whatever is going to happen. I still would feel inadequate at this point if something happened tomorrow, because I'm not as ready as I want to be, if that makes any sense. There's more things I want to do. There's more things I want to accomplish. There's more. I want to get a root cellar in, but that's probably not a project that's going to happen this year. It's probably not going to happen this year. But there is, did Russia just try to punk the USA? There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. A lot of scary stuff. I don't know if you guys saw this in the news. I'll mention this really quickly. So we have a delegation right now in Taiwan, okay? And as we have this delegation in Taiwan looking to, help them militarily, China has said that if Taiwan looks to try to continue to follow independence or something, that they will use military force to take Taiwan back. So I want you to think about that. And the fact that we have said that we have Taiwan's back, just like we have the Ukraine's back. And I know I was saying it wrong before, and I was corrected. I was talking to somebody because I was calling it the Ukraine or something like that. He says just Ukraine. And so I apologize. Yes, Ukraine. So, but yeah, it's just that situation over there with Russia. We said we have their backs, which basically means we are all that stands between them and being taken over. And if you think about that, if China or Russia says, we're calling your bluff, we're going to go do it anyway and see what we do then. Do we accelerate things? Do we take it to that next level? Do we end up in a world war? And I don't think the next world war is going to be like the conventional wars of the past, guys. I really don't. I think you would be looking at a lot of EMPs going off. I think you would see limited nuclear strikes going off. And then again, with that, it would be going to areas that would be high population concentration centers. That's what you would be looking at. You would be looking at like LA, Los Angeles, or I'm sorry, LA and Los Angeles are the same thing. Oh, look at that. LA, Seattle, Washington, D.C., New York City. Those would be the main target areas that I would think that they would go after. They'd go after New York City because it's a financial district. That's why they would go there. And it's a huge, densely populated area, and it would be a tremendous amount of casualties. Washington, D.C., because it's a capital, they would want to definitely disrupt that part of it. And then you're looking at, California and Seattle again. They would go the try to hit Silicon Valley in those type of areas. Baltimore, the port area. You're right, exactly. So there would be, they would be looking to do high casualties, high concentrations of people, and think about how awful that would be. And what would it be? What would our reaction, be to something like that? So, yeah, there's a lot of things that are definitely a concern, and they need to be a concern. So, but we just need to continue to do what we can do. What we have no control what the powers that be are going to do. We have none. Big government, any of that type of stuff, zero control over any of it, nothing. So all we can do is control what we can control. And what we can control is what we do as individuals to be prepared the best way that we possibly can be for any kind of an event that happens. And the first thing with that is food and water. Make sure you have enough food and water, minimum of 2 weeks. And there is no maximum, just so you know. Get ways to purify water, learn how to do that, all those type of things. Get medical supplies on hand, extra clothes, tools. The list goes on and on and on. It can be very overwhelming. And it can be so overwhelming that some people would just automatically shut down because it's too much and I don't want to think about it, so I'll pretend it's not happening. And unfortunately, that's the mindset of a lot of people in our country. That is unfortunately the major mindset of most of the people. They don't want to think about it, they don't want to deal with it, so they just pretend it's not happening. It doesn't make it go away. Then when the event happens, they're the first ones screaming, "Oh my God, I need help, we need help." You look at every natural disaster that we have. You have people that live in flood zones that do nothing to prepare for living in that flood zone. And then when the flood comes, they're the loudest ones screaming, "We need help. Why aren't you helping us?" and all that type of stuff. It's always that way. And it baffles my mind. It really, truly does, because I don't understand it. I don't understand that thinking at all. So, you know, don't count on the government to be there to help you in a crisis situation. Count on yourself. I know I count on myself. I count on my family. I count on the people in my group, and I count on my friends. That's who I count on. But the number one person that I'm counting on is me. That's who I'm counting on. And so being prepared and being ready for those type of situations, it puts you in a much better situation. And that's all we can do. That's what we can control. So with all the craziness and watching everything out there and getting yourself all worked up and getting all stressed out does zero good for you. It hurts you, actually. Stress is a killer. It will kill you in a heartbeat. It wears you down. It beats you up. It makes you shut down. Being proactive, it puts you in a better mindset, because now you go, okay, if something happens or when something happens, okay, I am in this position and I'm that much more ready. And that's what we can do. That's what we can control. And, helping yourself and being in a position to help others is a really good position to be in. You look at like the Cajun Navy is a great example. When events happen down south, the Cajun Navy goes out there and they help rescue people with flooding and all those type of stuffs. They are in a position to be able to do that. They're prepared for those type of situations, and they help people. And they do it not for any kind of monetary gain or anything like that. They're doing it because it's the right thing to do. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that are uh, no way, Canada and China, two different places. I doubt that would. I missed something. I missed some kind of discussion about Canada. Sorry, I didn't see it, so I'm not sure. People are selling fake tablets like crazy now. Oh, I believe it. You're always going to have scam artists. You're always going to have people. If you're buying anything, make sure you're getting it through a reputable place. That's the one advice I absolutely can give you, is make sure you do that. Get it through somebody that you know that you're getting it from, that you trust. I have no one to count on. Just mention the case drives me crazy. Unfortunately, they'll learn the hard way. Not me. There you go. Well, you know what? Like I said, take care of yourself first, and then if you can have people to help. Ed joke is can cap of China. Okay, I don't know what you guys were. All right, no problem. All right, guys, let's do this now. First of all, we're at what, 681 in the chat. We're at 221 in the thumbs up. So let's shoot a thumbs up to start with, to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time for that. Let's get that. Let's see if we can get that jumped up pretty good before we jump off of here. So thank you for doing that ahead of time. Again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better for the channel it is as well. So thank you very much for that as well. Also, again, I like to see a lot of thumbs up is my third reason. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for that as well. Have one garden plants come up each year without planting. Rob Anderson. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Rob. Make sure you're collecting seeds, though, guys. If you're planting, make sure you collect seeds. All right. We are Legion. We're all over the world. We're all over this country. Where is everybody from tonight? Let's do that really quickly, and we'll get that out of the way. So where is everybody from? What's the first thing you need to do as a prepper? Kyle, hold that thought. We'll get to that in a minute. London, Tucson, Arizona, Beech Grove, Indiana, Central Mexico, California, Kansas, Western North Carolina, Southwest Florida, BC, Canada, North Carolina, Utah, Laredo, Texas, Tennessee, Kansas, Kansas City, New Mexico, Vancouver, Washington, that's out in Seattle, Western New York, Northeast Pennsylvania, Northeast Ohio, Denmark, the UK, Somerset, Pennsylvania, Albany, New York. We have Missouri, Endicott, New York, New Mexico again, Vancouver, Canada, Missouri and the Ozarks, Central, I missed that, I'm sorry, Ontario, Canada, Longview, Texas, Nebraska, Nowhere, Oklahoma, still my favorite name, Apache Junction, Arizona, North Carolina, Nova Scotia, South Australia, we have Georgia again, Southeast Missouri, Thornville, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, let's see, Michigan and the UP, very cool, Ulster Park, New York, Sacramento, California, East Coast of Florida, Pueblo, Colorado, probably said it wrong, sorry, Hagerstown, Maryland, Eastern Oregon, Iowa, Virginia, Central Pennsylvania, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Red Rock, Texas, Illinois, Brookings, Southern Oregon coast, Cape Cod, Long Island, Nova Scotia, Canada, Nova Scotia, yeah, I think they're both Canada. Let's see, Southern Oregon, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, Wisconsin, South Carolina. We have Illinois, Fate, Texas, Corning, New York, Finland. So again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge family. We're a huge network of people. We're the ones, I'm telling you right now. This is my opinion. We have been awoken for a reason. We're here because we can make a difference. And I think that's a really important thing. And if we continue to do that, it's going to put us in a much better position. So I want to go back to the question. As a new prepper, what is the first thing he should be doing? The very first thing as a prepper that you should be doing is get a 2-week supply of food and water. That is number one. It's what you should be doing absolutely before you do anything else. Water per person is 1 gallon of water per person per day. That's the rule of thumb. That is for drinking and washing up, okay? Once you get a 2-week supply of food and water, then you start working even more, making that bigger and continuing to add to that. And then you look for other things as well. Make sure you have a way to purify water, a water purification, something, tablets, a Berkey water filter, whatever the case may be. And the more that you can prepare in that aspect, that way, it's going to give you an advantage. Being able to, if you have to, bug in. If you don't plan on bugging out, if you have to bug in, keeping a low profile, you make that food last as long as you possibly can, okay? After food and water, you got to make sure you have a secure shelter. You have to have a way to protect what you own. Yes, security must protect your family. Gigi just said that. You're right. Got to have a way to protect your family. Very, very important. Very important. But again, we're going first. The very first thing is food and water. That's got to be number one. And then have a way to purify water after that so that you can, make sure that you know how to, do that. And there's a lot of different ways to purify water, okay? Then you better have some way to protect what you have, because there will be people out there looking to take what you have. Also, again, medical supplies after that. Make sure you have plenty of clothing, depending on what part of the country you're in, all those type of things. It's just the list goes on and on and on and on and on. It just doesn't stop. But start slow, work at it, work methodically, and before you know it, you're going to really build up your supply. Before you even know it, you'll be like going, wow, that's a lot, of food and water. But good stuff to have, never a bad thing. There's no such thing as too much. So, all right, guys, what we're going to do, I want to thank my moderators for being here tonight. They're absolutely awesome, as always, keeping the chat clean. I really appreciate you guys, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are the best. You guys are I really appreciate you being here for every stream. Also, I thank all of you for being here, because you're why we do what we do. why we get to have these chats and get-togethers and talk prepping and everything else. That's what it's all about. Okay. Uh, Also, I want to remind everybody, and this is important, guys. We really, truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can focus on that and stay away from the other nonsense that's out there, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Much better shape. Because I'm telling you right now, when SHTF does happen, you are not going to care what religion the person offering you help is. You're not going to care what race the person offering you help is. You're not going to care what political affiliation the person offering you help is. You're not going to care about that because that's not important at that point in time. What's important is being able to be in a position to help somebody and helping your fellow man. That's all that matters. Okay. Also, remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Favorite acronym. I love it. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive. Stay away from negativity. Stay away from people that want to bring you down. Always going to be out there. It's going to happen. They're going to tell you what you cannot accomplish. I've dealt with that my whole life. And, I don't listen to that because I don't care what they have to say. You surround yourself with positive energy, positive people, you're going to go much farther in life. So anyway, that's kind of way I feel about that. And remember, guys, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, we're not really that far away, a little over 7,000 away. When we hit 100,000 subscribers, I will have STD tattooed on my body. So if you want to stick around and watch that, I will videotape that if the tattoo artist will allow me to do that. So just keep prepping, keep getting ready, and be smart. That's all we can do. That's what we have control over. We have control over that aspect of our lives. What we're doing to help ourselves in a post-event. Okay. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here. I hope you all have a great night. I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully the rain will hold off, but I doubt it. If it does rain tomorrow, I actually may get into the woodshed and get going on that and restacking. So, Homestead Homie, thank you very much for the donation. He said, "What's up, all?" Thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. So anyway, guys, I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.